Hello, this is Gary with BuildBooster. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to look at our estimating software. It's online and we have 6 different modules. We have deck, garage, siding, house, roof, and post frame. The page you're looking at here is your starting page. You pick out your customer, your project, pick out the module that you want, and then if you need to, you can upload a plan to look at while you're doing your estimating. And when you're done with this page, you hit the next button. On the next page, we have specifications. And this is where you go through and pick out how you want the estimating to be done. What kind of roof sheathing, what kind of wall sheathing, everything that can vary from job to job. And then you can save that as a template so you don't have to go through all these steps every time. The next page has to do with selections. So you pick out your roofing manufacturer, the product line, and the color, and you do the same for soffits and siding. And once you're done with this page, you can also save it as a template. When you go to the next page, there's 11 steps in a house, and this is what we call the footprint. So that's the square footage. The first thing that you do is you pick out the type of house you got, slab on grade 2-story with an attached garage, and then you can start entering your measurements. You can enter the square footage here, or you can do the calculations here. Now, the whole premise for our estimating system is to do it the same way that you do it when you do it by hand. That way, there's no big learning curve when you're trying to use this program. Everything you do by hand is what you do right here. So you don't go through and put the square footages in for each one of these sections. The next page is our exterior walls. Same thing here. You just enter in your wall measurements like you do when you do it by hand. And then you pick out your wall height. Interior walls, same scenario. And you can actually add the walls up on your calculator and just enter one number here if you like. If there's exterior beams necessary for this house, you can add those links here, pick out what you want for a beam and the post. The roofing, the system already knows the overhang and the pitch, so you don't have to calculate all the roof slopes and the valleys. So what you're doing down here is you're just putting in the measurements from the footprint, telling it what you see, and then what you need for the ends. Window measurements, you're going to enter in width and length, and the program will figure out an opening for a window, including a header and all the parts you need inside and out to finish that window opening. The actual window price itself will come from your window manufacturer's configurator. Exterior doors, same thing. Pick out what you want for your front door, your fire doors, garage doors, and then you can move to your next step. The siding page gives you a summary of what's being figured for your review, and there's a waste factor that you need to have so that you can get the right amount of material. If there's any areas that need additional soffit besides what the roof estimator calculates, you can do that here. And for interior doors, we have a lot of different door types. And no matter which one of these you select, the system will calculate all the parts you need for that door, including the hardware. So you do your size and your quantity. Next page is the stair parts. You check if there's a landing or not. You check if you need railings on the stairway, and then you hit submit. And when you get all done, you get a list like this. Now, every list that we have in all the estimating systems has sections. So when you're creating a material list, you know what part goes where. And there is even a note in the system that tells you what it's being used for. And we have it set up so that if you give us an export from your point of sale system, we'll upload your products, and then you can connect your products to our products, and then your SKU and your description will show here along with your pricing. So now when we go to a garage, we have the same thing. There's less steps in the garage. The first page is the spec page, so you pick out how you want the material figured. You go to your next page, and this is your roofing and your selections. In this particular one, you can figure a liner package for it. You go to the next page. This is your footprint. So in this case, I have a garage with an attic space. So I put in my measurements here. I put my measurements in for the attic space. And then I go to the next page. This is your walls. Exterior walls, you pick out what you want for your height. It pre-filled all these, so you don't have to do any entering, just review them and change them if you need to. And then you can also add interior walls. Next page is windows and doors. Put what you want for windows and doors in there. The roof page, this is already pre-filled, so you can just tell it what type of end type you need. And in the case of all the roofing programs, you can select different types of roof to fit how the plan is. Go to the next page, it gives you a siding summary. Next page, if you need to add extra soffiter beams, you can do that here. You hit submit, and in a matter of minutes, you can get a list. Post frame, same kind of scenario. We have a spec page where you pick out how you want the material figured, and there's 4 different kinds of framing that you can do. So no matter what type of framing, you can get a material list from here. You go to your selections page, pick out your metal manufacturer along with your colors, what you need for your soffits. Next page is our dimensions. So you put in the dimensions of your building, what you want for your column details, your liner, also what it takes for your trusses, your spacing and your bracing. And then if there's additional sections to this building, you can add those, including a lean. The last page we have is our windows and doors. So put in your window sizes and quantities. And as far as in a post frame building, as far as door types go, we have overhead doors, and you can put custom sizes in here or stock sizes. And then we also have sliding doors and bifold doors. So no matter what type of door you need, we got it covered here. When you hit submit, and you get your material list. Once again, everything is in sections. And you can edit these by adding products from your point of sale, inserting non-stock products if you want to add something, or you can delete lines by simply checking this box. The last thing I'd like to show you here is our deck estimator. And we have catalogs in here for decking manufacturers. And I saved a template here and called it this. So it pre-filled all this without having to go through everything every time. You go to the page for the dimensions. We give you an image of a deck, and then you put in your measurements based on what you see. And then also, no matter what size or shape a deck is, you can clip the corners if it's an octagon or not a square. You can also add sections if you need to. So no matter what size or shape or how many levels a deck has, our system will calculate all of that. Then you go to your stairway and pick out what type of stairway you want and what side you want it on. And the last thing, it gives you a summary of what's in here for railings, and you can review it and change it if you need to, or you can add some. Same thing for beams. It gives you a summary, what it's figuring for the beams, and you can add some if you like. But once you're done, you hit submit. And once again, you get a material list like this. And all the connecting that's been done previously is already done. So as you use this more and more, there'll be less and less items that you'll need to connect. I want to thank you for the time you spent to look at this. And we would like to line up a demo for you so we can show you in detail a little more of how this works. And my phone number is 320-220-2701. And my email is gary@buildbooster.com. Once again, thank you for your time. And we look forward to helping you get your estimating computerized so you can save time and create more time for doing other things. because we all know in this business, there's not enough hours in the day. Thank you very much.